Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
In September 2025, a very important meeting happened at the White House. President Donald Trump welcomed leaders from Pakistan. These leaders were Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Army Chief Asim Munir. They met in the Oval Office. This meeting was about 80 minutes long. It was the first time a Pakistani leader visited the White House since 2019. That time, Imran Khan met with President Trump. This meeting was a big event. It showed a huge change in how the United States and Pakistan act with each other. Many people thought this was the biggest change in America's plan for South Asia in a very long time. The way President Trump welcomed Pakistan's leaders was very friendly. This was different from before. In the past, President Trump said that Pakistan gave nothing but lies and deceit. He also said they helped the very terrorists that we are fighting. So this new friendly feeling was a surprise to many. This change in their relationship is more than just a quick political choice. It shows many things coming together. There are new situations in the region, chances for better business, and big plans for the future. All these things have changed how America sees Pakistan. Pakistan is a country in South Asia with many people and nuclear weapons. This chapter will tell you about this historic meeting. It will show how two countries started a new and surprising friendship. This friendship is very different from their past problems. This new start could change many things for both countries and for the world around them. 2. A new friendship. The strong friendship seen in September between the United States and Pakistan was not built in one day. The path to this new connection began much earlier in the year 2025. Several key meetings took place before the more widely known meeting with Pakistan's Prime Minister and Army Chief at the White House. These earlier discussions were very important and showed a quiet but deep change happening in how the two countries saw each other. This period marked a significant turn in their relationship. A major step happened in June. President Donald Trump invited Pakistan's Army Chief, Field Marshal Asim Munir, to the White House for a lunch meeting. This event was quite special and had great meaning in international relations. It marked the first time in American diplomatic history that a Pakistani military leader was welcomed at such a high level without any other senior civilian officials from Pakistan being present. This was a very clear and unmistakable signal from Washington to the world. This unique meeting highlighted an important fact. The United States understood where much of the power lay in Pakistan's complex government. It signaled that American leaders knew the Army held a very significant position in Pakistan's political structure and decision-making. President Trump's specific decision to host only the Army Chief was a strong message. It showed a clear shift in American diplomacy, recognizing the ground realities and power dynamics within Pakistan. This moment was a big change from past times when the relationship between the two nations was often difficult and sometimes even cold, full of distrust. This June meeting was part of a larger diplomatic thaw, which means a period where problems between countries become less severe and relations improve. It helped to lay the foundation for a surprising friendship that would later grow stronger. It showed that leaders in both countries were willing to make big changes to their relationship. This careful groundwork during the earlier months of 2025 created new trust and understanding. It allowed for a new beginning, moving away from old problems and challenges. The meeting helped shape a new way for the United States and Pakistan to work together, focusing on their shared interests. This early engagement marked the real start of their new and evolving friendship, changing the future of their ties in a meaningful way. 3. A big fight. May 2025 saw a serious conflict between India and Pakistan. This big fight started after a terrible event. In April, a terrorist attack happened in Pahalgam, a place where people visit. 26 tourists lost their lives in this attack, causing great sadness and anger. India was very angry about the attack. On May 7th, India started an operation called Sindoor. They launched missile strikes at 9 different places inside Pakistan and an area called Pakistan-administered Kashmir. It was a strong response to the terrorist act, showing India's resolve. Pakistan quickly fought back. They started their own operation, named Bunyan-un-Marsus. Pakistani forces targeted military bases in India. The skies above the region became a battleground as both nations exchanged fire and demonstrated their military might. For the first time, drones were used by both sides in battles. More than 125 airplanes from both India and Pakistan joined the fight. Military experts said it was the largest air battle since World War II. The fighting was very intense and lasted for 4 days, causing much worry around the world about a larger war. President Donald Trump took action to help. He and his team worked hard to stop the war. Key people involved were Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Vice President J.D. Vance. They spoke with leaders from both countries, trying to find a peaceful solution and prevent further escalation. Their efforts led to a ceasefire agreement on May 10, 2025. This agreement stopped the fighting and prevented more damage. Pakistan was very grateful for President Trump's help. They believed his actions were important for bringing peace and stability back to the region. To show their thanks, Pakistan nominated President Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. They said he showed great leadership and helped greatly during the crisis. However, India did not agree. They stated that President Trump's involvement did not play a big part in stopping the conflict, having a different view of the events. 4. Money and business. The new friendship between the United States and Pakistan quickly brought new business and economic opportunities. In July 2025, both countries announced a landmark trade agreement. This special deal made it much easier for companies to do business together. Taxes on Pakistani goods sold in America became lower. Pakistani exports to the United States now had a uniform 19% tax rate. This was a significant advantage for Pakistan, especially compared to the higher 25% tax rate placed on goods from other countries. This tariff reduction clearly showed the growing economic partnership. President Donald Trump's administration also promised to help Pakistan find and develop its natural energy resources. Pakistan has large amounts of oil and gas deep under its land, which were largely unused. President Trump himself spoke about Pakistan's massive oil reserves. The United States plans to work closely with Pakistan to develop these important reserves. New projects will begin to extract the oil and gas from the ground. Experts believe Pakistan might hold up to 9 billion barrels of recoverable shale oil and 105 trillion cubic feet of shale gas, mainly in the lower Indus Basin. This effort could greatly improve Pakistan's energy security and reduce its need to buy oil from other nations. Beyond oil and gas, Pakistan also possesses substantial mineral wealth, worth many trillions of dollars. These resources include critical materials like copper, lithium, and rare earth elements, essential for clean energy transitions and modern technological security. In September 2025, an American company, U.S. Strategic Metals, based in Missouri, signed an important deal. This company will invest $500 million in Pakistan to help establish a polymetallic refinery and collaborate on critical mineral extraction. They will work with Pakistan's Frontier Works organization, the country's largest mining group. This major investment is set to bring new jobs, skills, and significant revenue to Pakistan. This strong focus on money and business quickly made the bond between the United States and Pakistan even stronger. It opened doors for many new projects and helped Pakistan's economy grow. The agreements showed that the new friendship was not just about talks. It was about real work, real investments, and shared economic benefits. It marked a significant new start for trade and investment. 5. A problem with India. The friendship between the United States and India began to get worse. This was a big change, as President Donald Trump and India's leader, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, once had a strong personal bond. They had met many times, and Modi even hosted a large event for Trump in America in 2019. Now their relationship was in trouble. President Trump was very angry with India for a specific reason. India continued to buy a lot of cheap oil from Russia. This was a problem for Trump, who wanted countries to stop supporting Russia. Because of India's actions, President Trump decided to put very high taxes on Indian goods. He made these taxes 50% for many products. On top of that, an extra 25% tax was added if India continued to buy Russian oil. This meant some Indian products faced a very high total tax of 75% when sold in America. This strong economic pressure came directly from the White House. President Trump publicly called the relationship between the U.S. and India a totally one-sided disaster. This showed how much things had changed. The United States is India's biggest trading partner. For example, in 2024, India sold about $87 billion worth of goods to America. Experts believe that if these high taxes continue, Indian exports to the U.S. could drop by more than 40% by 2026, causing big problems for India's economy. Another main reason for the trouble was a disagreement about the war between India and Pakistan in May 2025. President Trump claimed that he had quickly stepped in to stop the intense fighting and helped make peace. He said his work prevented a much bigger conflict. Pakistan agreed with President Trump and even suggested he should get the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts. However, Prime Minister Modi and India saw things very differently. Modi did not agree that Trump was the main reason the war stopped. During a phone call in June, President Trump spoke about his important role and suggested Modi should also nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize. Prime Minister Modi was reportedly very annoyed. He firmly stated that the U.S.'s involvement was not important for the ceasefire. This response made the already bad relationship even worse and created a deeper personal rift. Because India would not praise President Trump for stopping the war, and because of the ongoing issue with buying Russian oil, the friendship between the two leaders completely fell apart. The U.S. changed how it treated India, putting more pressure on its economy and diplomacy. This was very different from the new, friendly way the U.S. was now working with Pakistan. 6. Safety and security. The United States and Pakistan are now working together more closely on safety and security. Both countries want to fight against dangerous terrorist groups in the region. This cooperation is a very important part of their new friendship, showing they share concerns about keeping the area safe. Pakistan faces its own big problems with terrorism inside the country. Since January 2025, over 2,200 people have died because of terror attacks. This number includes 743 security workers. Groups like Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, TTP, and Islamic State of Khorasan, ISKP, are becoming active again. This situation makes it very important for Pakistan to get help, and the U.S. is ready to support Pakistan in fighting these threats. The Pakistani army is seen as a very important partner for the U.S. in this security effort. Field Marshal Munir, who leads the army, has been present at many high-level meetings. His involvement shows how central the army is to Pakistan's government and its role in keeping the country safe. The Pakistani military's help in fighting terrorism is essential for American interests in South Asia and Afghanistan. The situation in Afghanistan adds another layer of difficulty for both nations. The Taliban's control over Afghanistan has created ongoing security challenges for Pakistan along its border. Pakistan's cooperation is crucial for American efforts to manage the problems that came after the U.S. left Afghanistan in 2021. Due to its location and long history with Afghanistan, Pakistan is a necessary partner for any U.S. plan in the region. However, there is a tricky issue with Bagram Airfield. President Donald Trump has asked the Taliban to return this important old airbase to American forces. But the Taliban in Afghanistan has refused this demand. They have also warned Pakistan not to help the U.S. with any military presence in Afghanistan, saying Pakistan would become an enemy state if it did. This puts Pakistan in a very tough spot. It must carefully balance its new friendship with the U.S. against its complex relationships with its neighbors. This situation needs smart planning to ensure safety. 7. The influence game. Countries often try to gain friends and support in Washington, the capital of the United States. This is called playing the influence game. They do this to make their voices heard and to help their own country's interests. Pakistan wanted to improve its relationship with the United States. In May 2025, Pakistan hired a man named Keith Schiller. Schiller was a very important person, close to President Donald Trump. He was Trump's bodyguard for a long time and also worked as an aide during Trump's first time as president. Schiller had a special way to talk to President Trump easily because of their long friendship. His company, Javelin Advisors, was given the job to build strong economic friendships between Pakistan and the United States. Their main work was to share Pakistan's ideas with the U.S. government, including the executive branch and Congress, and also with the American public. They also looked for American companies to invest in Pakistan's important mining and energy industries, hoping for more money and business for Pakistan. India also wanted to have a good relationship with the U.S. government. India hired a person named Jason Miller through a company called SHW Partners LLC. This cost India $1.8 million each year. Miller also worked with President Trump's past campaigns as a senior advisor. However, experts believed that Miller did not have the same close access to President Trump as Schiller did. Schiller's strong and long-standing connection to the president was seen as very powerful. People who watch this game say that Pakistan's plan to gain influence worked better. Because Keith Schiller was so close to President Trump, Pakistan's message seemed to get more attention in Washington. This difference in how well the two countries' plans worked contributed to the changing way the United States government saw and treated Pakistan and India. Pakistan's effort to get closer to the U.S. government appeared to be succeeding more than India's. 8. What happens next? The relationship between the United States and Pakistan has changed a lot. President Donald Trump welcomed Pakistan's Prime Minister and Army Chief in September 2025. This meeting showed a new and strong friendship between the two countries. America plans to help Pakistan find and use its large oil and gas reserves. An American company will also put $500 million into mining for important minerals like copper and lithium in Pakistan. A new trade deal also means lower taxes for Pakistani goods sold in America, making business easier. Pakistan was very thankful to President Trump for helping to stop a big fight with India and nominated him for the Nobel Peace Prize. This new friendship is very important for both nations. However, the friendship between the U.S. and India is now having problems. President Trump is angry because India continues to buy cheap oil from Russia. Because of this, he put very high taxes on Indian products. The good relationship between President Trump and India's leader, Narendra Modi, has turned bad. They do not agree about who truly helped end the war with Pakistan earlier in the year. Pakistan also hired an important person, Keith Schiller, who is close to President Trump, to help them in Washington. This has helped Pakistan gain more influence in the U.S. government than India has. This new friendship between the U.S. and Pakistan is strong, but it faces many problems in the future. One big question is if Pakistan's government can stay stable. Pakistan has had political problems and security worries in the past. This stability is very important for American companies that want to invest money there and help Pakistan's economy grow. If the government is not steady, it can make business difficult and risky. Another important question is how other big countries will react to this change. China is a strong partner for Pakistan, with many projects like the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Will China be happy about Pakistan's closer ties with the U.S.? This shift could also make India seek stronger ties with countries like China and Russia. This new partnership between the U.S. and Pakistan could change the balance of power in South Asia, affecting many old alliances and creating new ones. This change does not just affect these countries, but the whole region. What do you believe will be the most unexpected outcome of this new U.S.-Pakistan friendship in the coming years?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.